A cadet is a trainee officer on the ship. Depending on the department, whether on deck or engine, a cadet must fully be trained of the duties and responsibilities of an officer, as he or she is considered to be a future officer. I started my career as an engine cadet. I experienced a lot of first times in my life back then. It was my first time to set foot in Manila. It was my first time to fly on a plane. And it was my first time to go abroad. I was 18 years old, barely finished my second year in academics. My third year will be my cadetship on board for 1 year, and then I will be going back to school for one more year to finish my studies. So my story will begin with me joining the vessel for the first time. I was assigned on a oboe type ship which was currently loading coal in Taranto, Italy. For your information, oboe means oil bulk ore. I was with three other crew joining the ship. My partner, the cadet, the AB or the able-bodied seaman, and the third mate or the third officer. Our trip was a long one. Our flight was from Manila to Hong Kong to Rome to Brindisi, Italy via Italian domestic flight, and then we traveled Brindisi to Taranto by car. After a long trip, I haven't felt an inch of fatigue. The first time I saw the ship, I was so excited. I just couldn't wait to be on the ship. All I had was a medium-sized sling bag with my clothes, a small backpack with my documents on it, and a tri-band Nokia mobile phone. The crew on board were of different nationalities. Our captain was Norwegian, our chief engineer was Swedish, some were Polish, Latvian, Croatian, and Filipinos. Now as a cadet, my colleagues look at me as a trainee officer, but I was treated more like the one with the lowest rank. They treated me like their youngest brother or bunso. Being the bunso means you are going to take orders from everyone else or uutusan ka ng lahat ng mga kasama mo. I had no problem with that. I was flexible and I know how to deal with all my colleagues no matter what their disposition were. You don't have to be intelligent or brilliant. The most important thing is how you develop a camaraderie with your fellow crew on board. In Tagalog, kailangan marunong ka makisama. I was not a straight-A student. I was not on top of our class. And I wasn't even smart as a cadet. But one thing's for sure, I was pleasing to my fellow crewmates. My work designation depends upon the second engineer. Work starts at 0800 hours to 1700 hours and 1800 hours to 2000 hours overtime. Overtime was not a must for me. I was not paid with extra work, so it only depends if there's a need to. The ship was still new, just less than a year when I joined, so there were not a lot of maintenance works. I was pretty bored about our job, mostly floor massage or mopping, cleaning, and painting. We did some basic engineering stuff sometimes, but mostly was just cleaning. My second engineer was also tough on me. Well, he was tough and arrogant on everyone. He wouldn't let me do those engineering stuff. I was only limited to cleaning and painting. It slowed down my learning progress, so I had to take action. What I did was to do my assigned job as fast as possible. Then I would hide somewhere to see or watch them do those overhauling stuff. I had to diligently read some books too. This situation did not discourage me, but instead it motivated me. I used every initiative I had. Luckily for me, my fellow Filipino crew were approachable. They were more than happy to teach me and entertain a lot of questions from me. My salary as a cadet was $440. The US dollar to Philippine peso exchange rate at that time was $1 is equal to 56 Philippine peso. I didn't have much. I was obliged to remit $240 to our school every month for the next 10 months as a part of a study now pay later program. I gave $100 to my mom and had $100 left for me. Out of the $100, 81 US dollars will only be given to me as a part of a so-called leave pay only upon arrival in Manila, Philippines. I had 19 US dollar every month as my salary. To sort of help me out a bit, I was given an extra job to enable me to earn an extra 40 US dollars per month. It was doing laundry for my fellow engine crew. All I had to do was wash all their working clothes. The ship is equipped with automatic washing machines and dryers. I put their clothes on the washing machine, set the timer, then after washing, transfer it to the dryer, and set the timer again until all is done. Fold all their coveralls and store in each one's lockers. 40 US dollars is as easy as ABC. One of the most exciting times of my cadet life was shore-leave. Before I entered the maritime school, they had a slogan like, "See the world free." The perks of traveling to different countries. Smartphone was not yet in existence, and the internet was not seemingly accessible at that time. Text messaging cost 25 pesos or 50 cents in US dollars, which is way expensive, and laptops were not as cheap compared nowadays. So after a long voyage, everyone is dying to go ashore to relax and have some fun. The first thing everyone is looking forward to is to call home or to call to their loved ones. Before, there were a number of phone booths located at the port, sometimes just beside the ship. Many of us would buy telephone cards from the ship's agent or to any businessman. Then after work, we would line up on these telephone booths waiting for our turn to call. Weather was never an issue. Whether it was cold or hot, whether it was winter or summer, the things seafarers endure for a little bit of happiness to hear and talk to our loved ones. My crewmates were extremely nice to me. They never let me pay for taxi fare. When eating at any restaurant, they would willingly pay for what I ate, even buy me a beer, and at times they would give me some grocery stuff. Even my Polish second engineer would give me some money when I go ashore. In return, I was willing to carry anything they would want me to carry, whether it would be groceries or some stuff they purchase. I worked as an engine cadet for 11 months. My contract was cut short because classes were about to start, and I needed to go back to school. Being a cadet doesn't need you to be brilliant or perhaps to be intelligent. All that matters is how you deal with your fellow crew on board. Be kind, be helpful, be cheerful, be respectful, be obedient, especially to your higher ranking officers, and most of all, be patient. Be patient with everyone and be patient in every situation. Throughout my contract, I never had any dispute with my colleagues. Instead, I gained friends. I developed a camaraderie with my fellow crewmates on board. In short, just be a proper human being. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing for more content like this. And also, don't forget to hit the bell notification icon for you to be notified when new video uploads. See you again on the next video.